Okay, good evening, folks. This is Richard again, having more fun. This is my mother's '05 Mazda 3, and I'm actually doing air conditioning work on it. The compressor clutch locked up and burned her belt up, so we're having to replace all this fun stuff. I brought it to the shop and been looking at it, trying to figure it out, because I've never actually done air conditioning work on a Mazda 3 before. But one of the things you notice is these strange looking little things that are snapped into the radiator core support. Those are the upper radiator mounts. They're normally pushed in, and you have to push these fingers in and pry them up. In order to get them all out, you got to pull in all three at the same time in order to get the radiator out. So the first thing I did was remove those. Okay, they're actually pretty good size, about 4 inches long, roughly, and they snap down in there. Like I said, if you don't get those bad boys out first, you're not going anywhere. The next thing I did was remove the air box that's normally right here, because it's in the way of the upper radiator hose, as well as the fan connection right here. And it just makes things easier to disconnect if you can see them and get to them. Now, once I got to this point, I was trying to figure out how to get everything out. Fan shrouds. There's not a lot of room at the top, as you can see. Probably 2.5 inches of clearance here, maybe 3 inches on a good day, or if you stretch it a bit. But I raised the car up. And under the car, this whole thing is covered by a plastic shroud. And there's a short piece in the front that I've discovered you did not have to remove. So it just comes off the back here. Now, this is where it got interesting, because I really couldn't figure out how to get this thing out. I couldn't get the fan off the radiator, and of course no room to move it out the top. So I'm scratching my head looking at this, and it's kind of dark under the lift. It is evening time, and I'm working on it. And let me find a quick tool here. It's going to work. What I ended up finding, after looking carefully, the fan just slides into this radiator mount. Okay, this seems simple enough, but I'm working on top trying to figure out how to get it off, and this thing just does not want to move. I get underneath it, I'm looking at it, looking at close. And right here, on both sides, the lower end of this puppy, are some little locks. And as you can see, you push it in. Okay. Push this lock in. And then the radiator fan will unlock, which is not cooperating right here for some reason. Probably because I'm trying to do it with one hand. But anyway, as you saw over here, you unpush the lock in, and this bad boy, the whole thing will actually unsnap. Okay, got the other side unsnapped. The fan then pushes up. I was able to take the fan and pull it out the bottom, because, like I said earlier, I already disconnected the fan connector. And don't forget this ground wire. Don't break that puppy. Got it out of the way. Then I was able to push the radiator up. Actually tipped the top of the radiator towards the engine. Pushed the radiator up, brought it out, mounts and all. Pulled the base down and slid it out the bottom. Now the condenser has a very similar setup to the fans, in that it slides in place. You can see it all four corners. In the bottom corners, they have these tabs that you push down before it'll push out. Okay, you can see how simple that is. That just comes off and you slap the new one on. Folks, I'm not sure why, but for whatever reason, this 05 Mazda 3 has very little information on disassembling this part of the car on the internet. People act like it's a secret or something, and they're not interested in helping. But just so you know, if you take your time, look closely, okay, and be careful with all the plastic they use in these modern cars. You too can successfully replace your radiator, or in this case, our condenser to complete the air conditioning job on your Mazda 3. Well, thanks for your time, and we'll catch you later.